Thank you very much. Paper Thin here with EDG's coach after taking map number 1. Now after, I just want to ask you real quick, you guys are on the precipice of getting to your best finish ever at an international event. What's it going to take to finish the job here today?
现在 EDG 距离自己的国际赛事最好成绩又近了一步了。你觉得为了达成这样的一个目标，还需要做什么呢？
我觉得我们其实，在第一张图还是葬送了很多优势局。其实只要把这件事情做好，我们就可以拿下胜利。
I think on map 1 we definitely lose some rounds that we had advantages. So definitely if we can fix this, I think we can pick up the win.
All right, great. Well, congratulations and good luck on the next map. EDG looking to close it out 2-0. Back to you guys.
They're looking to repeat history here at Champions. Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Yingsu. I'm here with Mimi and Brent. Honestly, for a while there, I thought Loud are going to take this. They looked really good as the half switch. But Mimi, talk me through, how did EDG win that in the end? What happened?
Fantastic question. I've been wondering myself what the answer to that one is. It was a ridiculous game all across the board that I think was defined by both teams for little mistakes or little step-ups in the late rounds. They were pushing people over the line. Zidhawk pulling out a smoke backside. Nobody pushing through a smoke dry and winning rounds. It was a game that I think in the first half was a lot about the strategy and the comps. But this second half, I think a lot of it came down to these crazy clutch situations. And that's just where EDG is excellent.
Where they thrive. It really is where they thrive. And those little missteps that just got them over the line on top of it. But also, I think Loud kind of ran out of ideas and gas a little bit as well on their attack side towards the later end of things. The composition for Triple Controller, it encourages you to slowly take that map control, over time. You don't really have those big pieces of util to try and, rapidly try and accelerate over towards short or whatever. I mean, maybe you got the paranoia, but really you're missing some other pieces if your initiator's not on point with it. And they really did struggle, I think, as well. They were getting bogged down consistently. Chichu just saving. He had double snake bites in multiple instances where he was just bogging them out, got an absolute chokehold and just buying time for the rest of the team.
Yeah, and also, of course, the debut of Kongkong's reign. What did you guys make of it?
I thought it was really good. I mean, it's just a role that makes sense for this guy. He's dropping 300 ACS. This guy's ridiculous. You set up that he's probably going to op a lot, and he did. And I thought they used it really well on defense, using their Viper utility to get him forward on angles to get a lot of critical opening picks. And on the attack side too, playing with when he's opping, when he's not, and really forcing Loud to kind of play with expectations. And I was really impressed by that. I thought it was very well called by Haodong into when they were using the op, when they weren't, and where they were positioning it.
That was my big point, is actually using that, because so many teams are just counter-stranding now, checking the money, holding tab, looking at how much they've got in the bank, and expecting an operator every single round that can afford it. And when they were mixing in the rifle rounds and still playing slowly, it conditioned your opponents to think, guys, they're contacting with Kang with an operator in this round. And there were those early instances where they had the rifles in hands and they were still making the plays, and they were getting away with murder. Didn't have to use any util to scale up effectively into certain areas. Really good map overall by EDG, really nice clutch moments. And I do wonder which direction the series is now going to go into, because I do think, again, still, this map pool does favor Loud as we get deeper and deeper into it, especially looking at Ascent and into Haven.
Yeah, and speaking of Kongkong, here he is in the AIM Lab shoot around. Of course, going on to the second map, we're probably going to get the Aspas versus Kongkong Jet v Jet battle.
Yeah, I think we should expect it. And it's going to be great, because already the battle between the two was excellent. People have been critiquing Aspas about his play on other agents besides the Jet, in particular at Tokyo. But I thought he's been great on pretty much every agent thus far here, and it was no different on the race. But still, that Jet is always going to be his starring role. This is, though, where Loud should feel comfortable. They've always been great on Ascent. It's always the map that they can go to in these late games to close out series. But for EDG, I actually have liked some of the things they're showing on their Ascent thus far. I think Haodong as a caller, again, has gotten a lot better at mid-rounding on the attack side as of late.
They're really proactive, actually, I think, as well, in terms of how they play the map and trying to take space actively to try and get that mid-round information to play off of. So I do wonder, when Frog was talking about the amount of preparation they've done ahead of this match and the amount of VODs they watch their opponents, I wonder how much of that does come down to Ascent, because if they can catch that out, if EDG end up trying to, re-clear for space in the mid-round portions on the defense side a lot more, they might have something in terms of just a read to be able to shut that down pretty heavily.
Yeah, and speaking of Fraud, he is standing by right now with Paper Thin. Let's see what he has to say ahead of map 2.
Paper Thin back again here now with Coach Fraud from Loud. Tough loss there on map number 1. What's the message to the team going into Ascent to help get them to slow down and maybe take down EDG coming into the next map?
Just stick to our guns. I mean, we have a good understanding of how they like to play. We practice a lot against them as well. So for us, it's really just focusing on some of the things that we spoke about and just playing with a little bit more, I want to say discipline, but just being a little bit more communicative and smarter towards the end of the rounds because they tend to slow things down. So we just got to, come out shooting and hopefully we take this win.
All right, Grell, good luck on the next map, brother. We'll see you later. Take care. All right, well, that is Loud's coach, Fraud. We're going to throw it back over to you.
Thank you very much. They do have a great chance on Ascent, but Mimi, what did you make of what Fraud had to say there?
I think the biggest issue there, he's spot on. It's the late rounds, and it's Loud making, I think, some individual mistakes, some mistaken coordination. We started the day by really bigging up how good Loud has been in those moments with the coordination, but I felt like players were going off, trying to make an individual play, and at times it was working out for players like Cow and Zine. There's also a lot of rounds where someone's dying for no reason, things are slipping away, but like the casters were talking about, if there was a team to bring things back, it'd be Loud. They're great in these elimination moments, and in the Prime Game Agent Select, no surprises.
No surprises. I oohed because I was like, ooh, normal. It's normal comps. No switch-ups.
I mean, it's Ascent, right? We do get a lot of these normal comps.
Yeah, and I think it's going to come down to, again, just the reading the tendencies that Loud have on EDG. Like I said, they get proactive on their defense side with a lot of the clearing, but one of the biggest highlights of this has to be, again, that Kang Aspas Jet head-to-head, that battle that's taking place. This is an elimination game. It's for top 4. It's for really going a distance that EDG have never gone before. A finish in this tournament, or at least a minimum finish, that really they've just been setting their sights on from the get-go.
In Tokyo, beating Loud was the catalyst for EDG to start the run at a global event where people really believed that they could do it, that they could compete for trophies. If they could do it again here, against a Loud who is in much better form, against a Loud who a lot of people predicted to be a top 3, top 4 team in this event, I think that's the moment where EDG goes from a breakout contender to someone who you can actually start to consider for a trophy.
I mean, it's the same thing for Loud. When this roster formed, everybody had really high hopes of them. They won Americas. They are the defending champions here in this tournament. They have to win this map if they don't want to be eliminated right here, right now. Doug and Sean, let's see if we can indeed go the distance.
They say, Sean, that history has the tendency to repeat itself, and EDG find themselves in a position once more to do something outrageous to Loud, and that's eliminate them from a global tournament when nobody expected it.
Thank God they got off that breach comp, because I couldn't imagine seeing Sadak breach all of EDG and nobody get a 3K, because that's what happened in Tokyo, and it made me vomit in my mouth. But here we go, Loud. They are really poised to fight in the middle of the map right now. This is going to be a very, very aggressive pistol round. Turret holding B contact by less. And you can see right now Sadak leaning a little bit towards A with an early knife, and that's going to allow 4 players to fight in mid. Does Aspas actually go up the catwalk here though, Doug? This is...
I wouldn't think so. But we'll see. EDG on the attacking side. See the bides. 3 ghosts for the aforementioned. While Loud have 3 ghosts of their own.
Oh, that turret doesn't spot.
Dude, that's no way. How? That's so close. Chichu's waiting just on the other side of it. Aspas with the crosshair train. Trigger aches for the touch, and it's not connecting.
Aspas.
That paranoia is so good, but the dart is better. You're absolutely right. And they're going to continue to brawl through tree. The dash forward up from Kang, and he decapitates Sadak.
What an amazing tactic to bust open the quad mid-stack.
Last player standing.
I mean, this has all the makings of another flawless round, and that's exactly what it is, Sean. A prime gaming flawless for EDG as they open up Ascent with a bang.
I don't know how that turret wasn't spotting the cat. It looked like a disaster in the making.
Well, what's mad too is that they didn't even really capitalize on it at first. You saw the first shots were a little wide and they don't connect, but then the pounce is just so good.
True. 5'11", definitely not 6 feet.
Definitely not. You see the buyout from Edward Gaming. Bulldogs, a Marshall. Well, there was a Marshall. And then a Guardian in the hands of nobody.
And this is the base setup you're going to see a lot here on Ascent. The Omen and KO both starting towards this A side. Omen can stall this out very good with a one-ways at A main. The shift actually coming in from Loud. They're reading a B hit, and boy, are they right.
Where's Chichu's turret? Ah.
It's a very interesting turret.
Yeah,
They're
it is.
playing it off of it for the push. Here comes the B hit, and they're going into all 5, Doug.
And 2 of them still haven't joined on the side. If they can find a timing to pop out from the smokes, this could be everything. They've got a flash that they can swing out with. Kawanzin able to hold the first with the work falling, and then you see the kills just trading back and forth. Kong pushing forward, 3K on the round for him, but unaware of where Les is. And of course it would be a last round if he can pull this off. 1 bullet, 1 target. Can it deliver? Les on the snap, and no. Smoggy drops him. EDG get a second.
Woo. 1 bullet. Smoggy at 19 HP, and he just hits him with the swing. Ooh, dodges that shot. Felt like I was watching Nia right there for a second. That was so dicey for EDG. Now their bonus, dude, not looking very powerful.
No, but again, that swing, bro. That's so bold.
That's very, very bold given his HP right there. Kawanzin with this Odin on B. We see it all the time, playing off of the turret. So turret makes contact, he Odin spams everyone to death. Also has this dart, and Aspas with a super advanced positioning. So turret first contact, Aspas second contact, Odin spamming also. That's a pretty ridiculous setup on B.
And EDG seem to at least suspect what might be waiting for them on the other side. They also just invested the dart towards B. They're not going to take the space, but
Doug, this is,
off of that, they
this
can
is all
flip.
it's at. The molly to stall out the hit, but Kong's way past that.
He's through. He's paranoid. How did they not see each other in that situation? Kong is taking so much damage. 4 members of Loud are here. Remember the gun advantage that they have. It's just 2 rifles in the hand of EDG. Kong lit up. Kawanzin pushing forward with the Odin, and they're able to keep them back. What? Cool. Chichu nicely done to get 1, but that's all it's going to be. Loud flood out towards A.
Such
punch back.
a well-played round by those 2 players on A. It looked very scary. When Kong got past the KO molly, the fragment grenade, it looked like it was a coin flip at that moment, but the stall smoke on site, the spray to stall them out also at the door, allowed the rotate to come in heaven. Really, really well played by those 2. Again, Kong still 1 off of Blade Storm, so this is a pretty good buy for EDG with another punchy round at very least after, even if they were to lose this round. Dart to clear out mid, smoke on Cat, and Kong has a lot of pace going out mid right now.
Les has to be careful here. The knife tags him, the alarm bot is cleared.
That's a lot of info. They know that the KJ is inside right there of Market. Kong breaks the alarm bot, and you can see what it does to the rotations. It forces Sadak to rotate over towards spawn, makes the A site weak, and that's what gets the one-way on Cat out of 2Es.
There's a lot of info that Aspas' position is getting right now. He was able to take the deep line into Wine.
Ooh.
Hold A main, but they want to end back B.
Yeah, look at Outong's smoke at the door of A. Pull Sadak back to A, and now we're in a mid-B split. They are hitting a very weak B site.
Remember Loud and how fast they were on their flood in the previous round, and yeah, that was with a gun advantage, but this time it's going to be a little bit more delayed. They haven't rotated quickly enough. Kawanzin trying to delay the push, and it's not going to be by utility, it's going to be by the Odin. Kong already dropped, looking for the swing on the second. He's flashed, he's dead. Smoggy with nothing to do there. A great flash up from Sadak. And Kawanzin's already gotten a third. This spam is just so oppressive, Sean.
They had the right site. They did all of the right things. But they could not account for Kawanzin in this Odin. Spots the 2 coming up. Clean.
He's got a little help here. 63 HP, he was able to reload, and really the onus is on EDG with just 10 seconds left. They've got to clear what's happening backside. The dart swings out, Haodong's already dropped, nobody with nothing but 12 HP. Clock is going to expire, see if he can take any kills with him. No, he cannot. We're tied at 2.
Loud played that masterfully.
I mean, Kawanzin was a legend.
Yeah.
His hold back on site was everything.
The rotate was able to come in. They lived backside for so long. A stall smoke as well coming in from 2Es. And you couldn't draw up a better B hold than that, given the fact that their rotations were absolutely shredded by EDG. Like I said, you know, even though EDG lost that round, this is still a very winnable Thrifty right here for them. Kong's going to pop this Blade Storm really early.
They've got 4 sheriffs. I mean, I feel like you're selling me a little copium here, but I mean, I'll take the bait a little bit. We'll see if what he can do with the blades.
He's taking the fight to Sadak right here. I think this fragment grenade will not slow him down in the slightest.
I mean, we saw it a couple of rounds ago, right? He just dashed forward, but he's already taken so much damage. Remember, that's such a key to their success in this situation, too. It's just blades, the sheriffs. It's all about catching somebody slipping, right? Trying to catch a timing. You see nobody there trying to catch some space off of the drone.
No one's rotating right now into defender spawn, and that leaves everything wide open right now for Kong Kong. He is on a mission right now.
That's a gun.
That's an up.
Yeah. Is that really what you want in this situation, though? It is Kong Kong, though, so we'll see. Les has already dropped 2, and he may just make that a non-factor.
Last player standing.
Right, a 1v4 with the op. Not happening. Not happening this time. Kawanzine is, I feel like he's tallied up close to what, 10 kills in the last 2 rounds? Maybe not quite 10, but pretty close to it with the Odin by itself.
Yeah, getting the Hunter's Fury online as well. He beat the lockdown coming out of Chichu. And nobody does have the Hunter's Fury to counter out Les's. But do they opt to do that? Sometimes we have seen teams try to use the Hunter's Fury to enter the sites.
Right.
And then they have plans in the mid-round to maybe push the standard lockdowns, right? Push into tree if you take A, push into A heaven, create a lot of chaos. We could see something like that coming out of this timeout.
And we'll see what the play is. Again, EDG calling their first timeout of the game. Kawanzine has been a pest. So difficult to deal with in these last couple of rounds with the Odin. And mind you, their bye, they didn't have a bye in the previous round. So we'll see how things look now. You mentioned the Hunter's Fury that has to be discussed from nobody. They've also got a couple of players on EDG, Sean, that are close to having their ults online. Chichu's very close to his. Smoggy's just 2 points off of having his null command. So they have some tools here. We'll see what they do on the other side of the timeout.
Now this is a pretty pivotal timeout. I think EDG's attack side looked pretty good earlier on in this tournament when I watched them on Ascent, but it was a lot of hero plays. Nobody coming up big in some of the really key rounds of the half, like the bonus, the pistol, having ult value. So this is a round I'm looking for him to come online. Standard spread across the map right now for EDG. That's a knife that's going to go above market. It could catch Ospas.
Yeah, he has the op. Is there a challenge? Maybe Kong Kong peeks?
He should be holding for this jump spot. He's not going to get it.
Dart not tagging him. There's the knife. There it is. No dash found. Is there going to be a challenge? No.
But very aware of where this operator is, right? It's in the middle of the map. They know to put pressure there. They now know the KO is also on B, so the A setup.
Oh, that was so close. Nobody's got to be careful here. I mean, he took the bait. It was a tantalizing temptation to have Aspas out there to be taken. He just wasn't able to convert on it.
The timings are brutal right now for the players on this round.
These are mad. They're going to push into spawn. Sadak is here. He's ready. He's waiting. Oh, maybe he wasn't ready. First found the second balls.
How does he get 2?
That's criminal.
And with that, you could see Loud now retreating very, very passively. Tui's up in heaven, along with Kawanzine. Hadong looking for anything. Trying to create presence, trying to put pressure on this A site. If you look, Smoggy has the spike.
30 seconds
he's
left.
just praying someone just slips.
Yeah, give him a free one.
Yeah.
Cover going out.
Loud refuses.
Oh, they're just so disciplined. They're going to rotate back towards A, and yeah, the spike is likely going to go down. But you can't imagine it holds on for long. Hadong has to go massive here in this smoke, and he can do nothing. Smoggy left by himself. He was able to drop the first. A little bit of a bold approach. The second is there. He's got a shot at this. Oh my gosh.
I think he dinked Tui's.
45 HP. Oh, that was uncomfortably close.
I don't even know how that got so close.
Oh, Loud avoid disaster and take the round. I also think, Sean, that was a very important round for Loud because that's now 2 times where we've seen mid presence via the alarm bot being cleared out or by space taken, and Sadak rotates back into spawn.
Yes.
Right, so now he has seen, not only is that the correct way to be playing this, but he knows that EDG is going to try to push and take that space.
Yeah, I think EDG's game plan right now might be to take fights into Sadak, actually. Looking at how they're approaching this, it's a lot of mid plays into spawn, mid plays into, you know, cat hits, mid plays into B. And typically they're taking fights to the rotators in those scenarios.
What is this gamble stack from Loud? 3 were towards B, and Sadak was, I mean, essentially there as well.
Early drone into mid.
I mean, look at how they're poised right now. Dude, you've got Les, who was just playing back in spawn.
Look at Sadak's flash. Les will be swinging with this. This is an insane trap play. Chi-Chu is in big trouble.
There's the flash. Oh, there was the swing.
Here.
What a setup. Dude, they've got the read on what EDG are trying to do right now.
They do, but this is an A-plow, and Tui's all alone. This is looking like a lockdown retake.
He wasn't alone for long.
Oh, no.
Sadak and Les are already here. And Tui's is able to drop the first on his own.
Yeah, plucked right through the smoke. Another first death going nobody's way. And this lockdown is going to be very, very difficult for EDG to contest.
Oh, borderline impossible. There it is. The lockdown used, Chi-Chu. Everything exploding in front of him. The flash as he tried to get a gift of a kill. Not able to connect. Yeah, but I mean, there's still so many things they're going to have to deal with. And there's just no way. Kongkong's going to have to 1v4 to pull this off. They've gotten close to it. And there's just no way to pull that off, though.
The rounds early on for EDG, I can see what they're going for. And their game plans, it's honestly very good. I think what they're doing to Loud's rotations and the sites they're hitting, they're doing it all correctly. But the first deaths going their way, particularly onto nobody, this Sova roll, are back-breaking on the attack half of Ascent.
The side that's already just so difficult to manage as it is, and you're right, when you lose Sova in situations like that, it's just like playing the half on hard mode. But with all that said, EDG still with 2 and the potential to maybe get to 5 and keep this competitive. They've got to be careful. Flash dart setup, there's the spam. Not going to connect onto anyone. Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon.
That was at B, so it filters the player out of tiles into the second Odin spamming at B.
That's insane,
and then Aspas takes the line in mid, but Kongkong's pace right now.
You got to be careful, though, in situations like this. The pressure, the feeling the need to make a hero play. And it doesn't pan out. There's an op there. He knows it now. Somehow gets by. Upgrades the weapon, but these numbers... It's just so difficult to manage the disadvantage when you're in situations like this.
Yeah, that was an incredible opening right there by Loud. The double Odin spam on the B side of the map. You're obviously going to jump away from tiles. You're going to go right into B main, into the second Odin. And then the op in mid is going to take the line. Tui's closing it out. Great support as well, rotating into the site to protect Sadak.
Hey, that's a telestrator round if I've ever seen one.
That was gorgeous.
That's also 6 rounds in a row for Loud. We'll see if we get a replay of it one more time because it was that pretty.
And they're doing it in ways right now that in their prior Ascent games they didn't have, right?
Yeah.
Aspas, not a key factor right now. 3 and 4, has the operator, and he commands a lot of util when they find out where he is. And that's the one thing right now Loud has going for him, just the fact that it's the name. That's a molly to potentially break any turret on this B site, but nothing is there.
Note here too, there's no turret to get contact for Aspas here. He's just up by himself, and yeah, he's got a couple of shocks, but the space given away.
Oh, the Hunter's ready to push him out of main.
And they're going to try to crunch in through mid at the exact same time. 3 members here. You've got Smoggy who's controlling mid as well. And there's the counter. That should clear things out. Meanwhile, Aspas getting one with the op. There you go. Lockdown clear. Chi-Chu aggressive onto Sadak.
No bite here for nobody.
But Smoggy was behind him. The mid space that they had spent so much time and so much investment in trying to control.
They're rolling to A now. The spike is going through defender spawn.
And they've gotten the kill onto Tui's. That opens the site so much. You've also got Chi-Chu who's able to control the rotates. Aspas can't find a way out. Kawanzin's left by himself, trying to spam with the Odin. There's the dart. That may have hit him. That may have hit him in the face. Upgrading a weapon, but Smoggy's there to greet. What a round from EDG.
Anything you can do, I can do better. That was incredible. I mean, I truly do think EDG has put together a great attack half. Here you can see, you know, they drop that lockdown and they know the Hunter's Fury will come to cancel it out. So they have a lurk coming through market. Simultaneously, they're also lurking into defender spawn. And they're aggressively fighting B as this Hunter's Fury is cast. That was insane, the mid-rounding.
And I think we really have to keep an eye on mid-map even more. We saw, again, how much Loud were insistent on protecting that area of the map. You see why? The one moment there's a slip up there, they punish. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be a factor in this round. EDG, a heavy lean towards A. 3 members of Loud here.
Doug, Kong will pick into this site. Is there a jump spot behind default? Yep. Very hard shot to hit.
That's so difficult. Whoa. That paranoia, though, is going to connect. And he dashes into the cloud burst. So I thought the timing on him was going to be good, but Sadak was there to drop him. Drone cleared out. And now the counter to try to find some space. EDG have not been able to get their way out from main.
I don't know how they get out from this point on. No flashes on Smoggy. They're going to have to shoot their way out.
The tip of the spear has been blunted. But can they find another? Sonic with nuts, but 30 bullets in that weapon. Very nice sidestep to drop and dodge the damage. Couple of members of EDG here threatening. There's no plan B. They haven't taken space elsewhere. This is a full commitment towards A. And Haodong tried catching him, but Tui's was wise to it. Knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah, that was the only option right there, is to create the space with the Omen. And Tui's, read that like a book.
Yeah.
What a hold on this A site.
Chichu, what are you up to, man?
10 seconds
What is
left.
this?
Last player standing.
With only a few seconds left, really, in this round, the spike isn't going to make its way out onto the site. There's got a shot. Oh, nobody's aware. Oh, never mind. No, he's not. No, he's not. For a moment, looked back to where Aspas was headed, but just as quickly, he turns away, and a second timeout called from EDG in the first half.
I can respect it. I'm going to be real with you here, Doug. I think they need a couple more rounds on the board here. I don't know if their defensive half is solidified enough to run back. I mean, from here, it could be a 9-3, so they would need 9 or 10 to stay in this game. That's a lot to ask for a team that, you know, doesn't typically enjoy playing Ascent.
Yeah. That's a very good point. That's just such a risky call to go effectively blind without after for the rest of the map. It's a gamble. We'll see if it pays off. Loud's defense has been stalwart. They've only lost one round after dropping the pistol and then the subsequent. It's been all Loud, man.
It truly has. And Smoggy, I feel like right now after has to be looking for a play to get Smoggy an orb and plow a site, right? Take all of this util out of Loud's hands. They are stalling them to death when they enter these sites. I mean, we're seeing it every round at A. The KO, the Omen are locking down the site. At B, Kawanzin retreats all the way to the back with less. It is so difficult right now for EDG to hit the second layer of these hits.
Can Loud deny once more on the other side of this timeout? You see the buy for EDG. It's not great. Haodong just has a frenzy.
We might get an Ospas round right here, Doug.
Wait, what is this buy? They're not going to have anything to buy in the next. Aspas, you're right. Another opener with the op. And they still have the alarm bot, so they can fall back and still control this area.
So well done. He falls off of mid, uses the drone to get set up on the B line. The dart comes in, they clear out B main. Less rotating, knows people are in market. But the frag goes Haodong's way, and he's about to get a 1 again against Sadak, and this could really even things up.
We'll see what they can do. Sadak with the molly and the flash. And then you've got Kawanzin who's controlling the other side. And remember, it is an Odin. Maybe they reaggress
all of this
towards B,
space.
yeah, dude, they have, I mean, they have EDG completely surrounded.
And it's still winnable, though. The 1-for-1 on the Omen that typically is that lockdown player on the A site.
Aspas taking an aggressive line. He's got the op, and that's exactly where they're headed. Crosshair, steady, right onto Howdong, and he's gonna get away. I mean, this is death by 1,000 cuts.
30 seconds
They have
left.
slowly and meticulously picked EDG apart.
Another off angle.
It's just Smoggy by himself now. And given the financial situation, he's not going to be able to carry the rifle into the next round. Loud get to 8. EDG are in serious trouble here.
That's just gorgeous movement right there coming out of Aspas. Taking the off angle on a deep line in B main at the end of that round. And I want to draw attention also to the shot that he missed. He's directly below market. That's a, you know, the crosshair placement of someone peeking that angle, Doug, is high.
Yeah.
So everything he did here, using updrafts almost like a dash. This is the Aspas we know and love in Americas.
You see the buyout from EDG, the repercussions of the previous round. It's just one rifle for Howdong. Couple of Stingers and Spectres.
They didn't break the darts. They didn't break the darts.
And that very well could be their demise. Aspas is here as well. Kong falls as Aspas somehow hits the second. He's going for the third. The shorty connects, but Howdong punches back. 3v2, and again, it's just Howdong with a rifle. Smoggy's brought back up. All he's got is a Spectre, though.
Yeah, they really didn't retrieve very much, even though they grabbed those 2 frags. The op remains down. This is going to be a super difficult round here for EDG. This alarm bot is still up in mid. They haven't dealt with that.
And remember, this is very similar to the previous round where you mentioned there's no entry.
Yeah.
So it all goes out onto Howdong to create the space.
Very well played. Loning Omen smokes over to this B site. The KO knife clears out B main. The alarm bot's holding mid. So they are feeling super comfy, stacking the A site with 2 right now.
See the lockdown investment.
30 seconds left.
Sadak opting to get the Odin instead of the operator, now rotating through.
Double Omen smokes heaven, gives them a lot of space. Chichu debates going into door.
Spike planted.
Second thoughts.
Yeah, timing's ahead of this. I mean, they get the spike down and they're happy to give up the space.
Oh, for sure. They can defend this from main. This is a winnable round here for EDG.
Howdong with no more smokes, but he does have ult. Keep an eye on that. Does he make an aggressive play? Does he try to get behind them? See the spam not connecting. Tui's on the tap, and now the paranoia to push forward.
Still not halved.
No real intentions of going elsewhere. Sadak dropped Tui's though on the counter. It's very nice. EDG are making a run at this.
They're gonna double swing, Doug.
Less 1v2. Oh, and they didn't double swing. They didn't double swing at all, but it's okay. Oh, Howdong with 3 and EDG with 4.
Switching sides.
Oh my goodness. Another nail biter of a situation.
That was robbery by EDG to win that 4th round. Much needed going into their defensive half.
You take a look at it one more.
It's just the spam.
Dude, you said it earlier, Sean. Sometimes you really are better lucky than good. And when things are connecting that way, to stay in this fight, again, the defensive side of Ascent should be favored. Loud amass a good lead, but EDG are sticking in this. We had the opportunity to talk with Tui's a little bit earlier, and let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Acho que a gente tá se sentindo bem, tipo, um pouco triste pós-jogo, né, normal. Mas acho que a gente jogou bem, teve muitos rounds cruciais que a gente perdeu. Acho que a gente tava acertando bastante coisa também. Mas tem muito mérito também da PaperX, jogo grande assim, no detalhe. Acho que talvez eles surpreenderam talvez só em mostrando a comp diferente na Lotus, sabe? Mas isso não foi o key point, sabe? Eu acho que a composição de Fênix a gente já esperava, era mais a Lotus mesmo, que a gente não tinha informação sobre eles. Mas também o Fênix na mão do Jing, ele é um jogador que joga muito bem com o boneco e trouxe alguns rounds pro time. Eu acho que foi mais, não é mais sobre o agente, era mais sobre o mapa ter feito algo diferente, sabe? O clutchzinho que os caras ganharam, que fez toda a diferença, sabe? Mas foi um bom jogo.
Just absolutely beeline it into the B sides. Less here with the sheriff, and that is beautiful.
Acho que vai ser um jogo bem legal. Eles têm um estilo de jogo diferente também. Eles também estão crescendo bastante no campeonato, são um time muito forte. Acho que o principal ponto forte deles, acho que é a individualidade deles. Acho que eles têm 5 caras que são muito bons individualmente e trazem muito round aleatório. Também eles têm um estilo de jogo agressivo também. Gostam de fazer plays. E esse é um jogo que você tem que ficar ligado. Temos mais uma chance e vamos mostrar o que a gente vê. Porque a gente tá aqui, sabe, fazer o nosso. Se divertir. Queria dizer também que a gente tá muito preparado para representar o Brasil nesse campeonato e eu quero a torcida de todo mundo. É difícil representar aqui com apoio contra, mas quero que vocês continuem torcendo por nós.
Loud left their stamp on that first half. They're up 8-4, leading into the second half of Ascent, but now they're on the attacking side, Sean, and that's a different beast, man.
It is. We've seen Loud struggle here, and they have struggled here very, very recently. This is a half for the star players of EDG to really come online. Defensive half of Ascent, very, very easy half to play. Oh, the dart gets a ping. They know this is a B hit, and they have the stack, Doug.
Oh, it's actually Aspas who goes aggressive.
No way.
There's no way. You're absolutely right. Nobody wasn't even looking. Kawanzin and Aspas, the tandem duo to drop a couple in twoies, flies across the screen to get another. Howdong and Smoggy, the only 2 remaining, and it's all on to Howdong there. Not gonna connect. The attack side pistol is beautiful for Loud.
Nobody. There's wall riding right there like it was Tony Hawk Pro Skater. He's so blind. So blind. The Util coming in from Loud was perfect right there. I actually can't wait to see this on the replay. It's just, he was dead. I'm not going to get it, but good God, that Util had to be so insane. They cut open B site so easily.
It was a decisive...
After can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it either. It was a decisive round from Loud. And that nets them the ever-important pistol.
Yeah, the mid-stack for EDG. This is a very desperate play. And Tui's immediately sees it. That's going to cause a speed up here towards A, potentially. No, they think better of it. The knife comes in. Doesn't really get anything.
Well, you got to be careful here because Chichu is left mid.
Yeah, look where
all he has is a ghost.
Got to. He might end up falling here, though.
It's a little messy at the beginning, but Les finally connects. And there's Chichu at the timing. Remember, all he has is a ghost.
But he has all of the info, and you can see EDG is, it's a foot race to this B site. They'll have the stack here. I don't know if Loud will be aware of that.
I mean, maybe a foot race, but you really don't have the weaponry to punch back.
No, but he is so close right now, Doug.
Aspas taking space and taking Smoggy down too. He's gonna catch both of them. This is just so free.
Yeah, and with the turret holding the flank right now, Loud, super aware of Chichu's positioning.
Yeah, they know. I mean, Tui's just expecting it. He's ready. He was waiting. A prime game and Flawless comes through for Loud as they balloon their lead. Now 6 rounds.
We are officially in must-win territory. This is the game. If EDG were to lose this bonus, it's over.
Yeah. This is about as close to a must-win round as you could possibly get. Again, it's facing a 6-round deficit. They've got Gunzo and they have armor this time.
Looking to take this initial fight into Cat.
This is messy. You got to be careful. Loud Spy is actually really strong here. It's just
strong.
one Spectre.
Late Omen one-way coming in. Howdong TPing into line. And they have a 3-stack on the A site with a deep alarm bot into mid. The double push coming out of B main.
Chichu once again taking a lot of space, but Kankan feeling some of the pressure.
Chichu might be able to punch less here.
I thought for just a moment there would have been a window for him to be able to play around, but no, Sonic pushes forward. Kankan has to give the space back.
Doug Les is so aware.
But can he deal with him? The first drop, the second spotted. Nobody bests him. And meanwhile, all of that was going on. Howdong had gotten into a cheeky little spot in Wine. That could have been the difference maker, but he was dealt with too. Sean, it feels like Haven is inevitable at this point.
It does indeed. This would require some real heroics for EDG to bring back this game. I actually don't even know if the play for nobody could be to go for this, actually, just because it might be a better chance of him winning that 1-on-4 than this comeback.
Yeah. The buy's not going to be great.
The ults are building super quick across the board for Loud, and when those ults come online, it's almost a free round.
Yeah, I mean, this snowball is very quickly becoming an avalanche. 3 rounds in a row for Loud. You mentioned the ultimate situation. They've got money to work with for days.
Yes. And you can see EDG very aware of this. They're buying into this round. They know they cannot give up 12. The comeback would be near impossible from that moment on.
And we've been teetering on the edge of that for so long already. Concon playing in that smoke mid, and he's got a little bit of help behind him. All there is a turret on B.
This B side, it is on the verge of being lost.
I mean, it is ripe for the taking. Smoggy trying to find the timing. Not able to do so as Aspas aggresses. My goodness. That was just beautiful.
He's taking the perfect space. No one in defender spawn right now. Rotating from mid. They deal with Kong in market.
Tried dashing back and just dashed his way into the next round. Meanwhile, they're trying to fight for B main space. Chichu's dealt with, but just how long and nobody there remain. They both have rifles, and there are a lot of members weak on the side of Loud, but the crossfire setup that they have is just so devastating. Even if you drop a couple, there are layers to Loud setup. Loud get to map point.
12-4. No timeouts. We got to remember, after took both of those timeouts in the first half, and things were looking dire. And honestly, it didn't help. In the grand scheme of things, we're sitting now at 12-4. Easy round by Loud, shown right there. They're laughing about it.
When you've got a Loud who's this confident, who's this in control, laughing with elimination, hovering over, it's a scary sight. But they're just up so big right now. Yeah, EDG's able to amass another buy.
Gets a little bit of info there for nobody. So that's going to trigger the drone to clear back up B main. They see the Killjoy turret here. They recognize now it is a Killjoy Sova setup here. I don't know if they're going to read that. Smoggy is a third player in this site. He's ready to break this lockdown.
Between the nano, yeah, that's very nicely done.
I wanted to see that out of EG. That shows me right there, their heads are still in this game. Yeah. They are really thinking through what Loud is capable of, what their ult plays could be. That was a very good counter, given where we are in this game.
It's going to take a whole lot more than that, though.
Oh, yeah. I do think, though, the alarm bot location, very spicy. That could latch onto Aspas, and they could follow that for a kill, but he goes up and over into the site.
And right into Smoggy's lap, right into his crosshair, too. Sonic with the counter, though. They still have mid-control. Nobody trying to peek out, and Kawanzine is just so much better in that situation. And again, as things go back and forth like that, when you're down in numbers, yeah, it's up to 0. Kong almost gets both. Less with 2 HP. Kong keeps it alive. The Red Bull clutch for EDG.
That's the moment we've been looking for EDG. Kong with the star player moment when they need him most, keeping them in this game right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remind, this is the defense side of Ascent. I know that's a lot of cope. There's a lot of cope in me saying that, but I have seen crazy things happen in this map. Once the star players from EDG get activated, once they start feeling out the pace of the rounds that Loud is trying to accomplish, I think they could flip this on its head.
Get out of my way.
First, they need to really get through these ults. Look at the ults on Loud right now.
Just one step taken and a marathon left to run for EDG. And you're right, those ults can be devastating.
This is certainly looking like an A pop here. The flash is coming in from Sadak to clear out main, but L-times counter knife. The flash catches out on. They found it. 3 on 5. We're about to probably get the null command.
Nobody with the ult. Kong with the first. Chichu can get that kill. Maybe there's a shot at this, but again, a 2vx.
One enemy remaining.
That just goes from bad to worse.
Chewy's with the perfect Omen, but he cancels. They just want to close it out on this A side.
And that seems inevitable once more. I mean, nobody is just getting peppered from every single side possible. Loud dominate EDG on their map pick and take us to Haven. And what a performance that was, Sean.
Look at bounce back. That is some champion pedigree right there coming out of Loud after how brutally close the first map was to come back and dominate EDG on their map pick and bring it to Haven where they run the Harbor Viper.
13-5, and folks, we've got Haven on the cards. We'll see you guys on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere.